I'm Myke Shrews,
And I'm Tivis,
and you're listening to
the Munster Cast.
episode 79, dudes. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the MunsterCast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the Munsters. I am, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend Tivis. So, Tivis, please tell the world in the Munsterverse. How you been, dude?
I've been getting better. I can hear and stuff. Ben, you just took me by surprise with that intro. I was not expecting us to just jump into it. You normally give me a heads up. I'm over here reading stuff, and I just hear you start talking. Oh,
Let's go. We gotta get this started, dude. Oh, jeez. I did not drink enough this morning. All right. So let's dive on into this, guys, real quick. You can find the
not
MunsterCast on
alcohol. He's not drunk, people.
No. You can find the MunsterCast on all social media platforms. That is the Facebook, Instagram, and no longer Twitter via the MunsterCast. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast, where you can find all of our video content plus extra stuff that we shove there all the time. What else we got? You can also go over to TheMunsterCast.com, where we post everything on, like, anything Munster Cast related goes on to the website, guys. That's audio, video, vlogs, reviews, whatever you want, whatever we have. You can go over there, check it out. You can also click the little mic icon on the right hand side of the screen and leave us a voice message, which we can also play back onto the podcast if you would like. Just let us know that at the very end of your message. That way we can share the Munster love with all the fans out there. You can also swing over and click the tab, or just go over to themunstercast.com/merch and pick up an awesome MunsterCast shirt. Not all of them are actually MunsterCast branded either, so that's perfect for you guys. You guys just go there, buy a shirt. And what we're also doing right now is, if you purchase a shirt, take a photo of you with the shirt or your collection with the shirt, any type of image with the shirt, and tag us on social medias, then we are going to be sending you out this awesome little keychain that is the MunsterCast brand logo. And this is a hard resin. Tivis has one hanging up all the time, constantly. If you are just listening to the audio, please do go swing by and check out the video, just so you can understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, for the audio listeners, if you ever hear something loud coming from my end, it's probably because I moved the mic and the damn thing smacked it.
Also, you can swing on over and just email us if you want to reach out to us, guys. If you don't have social media, if you just want to reach out to us in another means, you can do so by going to TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. We understand not everybody is on social media, and that is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You can just email us at TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. Let us know your Munster stories, Munster, whatever Munster related that you have. Or if you want to send us a photo that you purchased a shirt on through the email, if you don't have social media to do so, definitely do that, guys, for sure. And Tivis, what else do they got?
We have a Patreon. Now, this is mostly just a tip jar, but we have the added bonus of joining our Discord, which is where Myke is graciously posting all of the videos for this this show, because unfortunately we don't know of a legal way to just put it out there for everyone to see.
Yes.
Unfortunately, because Universal just does not want to help, apparently. But yeah, it's mostly just a tip jar, but you get the added bonus of that. And also with Discord, if you've never used it, it's like a basically just a giant chat thing where people can come together and talk and have a good time and just mingle digitally about things you like. But more importantly than that, we have reviews on Apple, star ratings on whatever give us, comments, likes on our stuff. It's all of that stuff helps the show grow and it benefits us way more and the Munsters as a whole. The
Mhm.
more we talk about it, the more likely they are to actually do something with this missing material. I mean, we got so much that has not been officially released, and it's so sad.
Including a whole show, dude. 3 seasons that were
Or
Emmy nominated even.
yeah, something they, uh,
It's crazy, dude.
it's
Yeah,
insanity.
yeah,
But yeah, and also word of mouth, telling people about the show, friends, family, people you hate, random strangers on the street, all
right.
that stuff helps us way more.
And I also want to point out too, because Tivis mentioned the Patreon and stuff. It's like a tip jar, guys. If we only have one tier over there as well right now, if for some reason you think it is a little high in amount, let us know because, like I said, it's only our one tier thing. We're not trying to be like a streaming service and like rip everybody off constantly and up rates and all that crap. So just let us know if you think that it's a little too high, and we'll drop it down like a couple bucks or something like that, and see if that helps other people out there be able to join up and stuff too.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for the shilling,
Yeah.
correct? I think there was only one other thing on here that you can also go over to if you like the stickers that we use here. We use stickers on all of a bunch of other stuff. I've given stickers out before too at some shows. You can go over to stickermule.com, or if you want 10% off, you can go and click themunstercast.com/sticker mule and then the number 10, and that gives you $10 credit towards whatever you're going to get from them. Guys, this is an awesome company. I've been using them for years. This is not an ad. I don't know why I'm sounding like it's this. I've been using this product for years, like all the other podcasters out there that never use the product that they talk about. I've actually
Sometimes they
used,
do, but
yeah, very rarely. I've actually
mostly
used
it's
this
because they send them
product
free
though.
shit.
Right.
Hey,
I've used this
Casper.
product. I've done I've done reviews on this product. So if you go over to my Myke Shrews YouTube channel, there's actually a sticker meal review on that page too from like a few years back, so that you know that I'm not just bullshitting and stuff like that, guys. So what that does is it gives you $10 credit, plus it hooks us up with an extra $10 credit too to add on to any extra merch that we want to purchase for the show as well.
Hmm.
Other than that, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Should we jump into this week's episode, Tivis?
Absolutely. What is
Awesome.
it called, Mike?
It is called There's No Place Like Home. All right. Do you got some information for me, or do you want me to do a synopsis first?
We'll do the info first. If it seems like low energy, it's because I didn't get a lot of sleep, but I am very excited to talk about this episode. So I'm sure I'll wake up as we go.
Also, real quick, I want to point out if you're watching the video, this isn't just some random skinhead on my shirt. It's Lex Luthor. Just so just so we're clear, because I've gotten like comments
Yeah, but
in
it's the
public.
Jesse Eisenberg, so it might as well be.
I've gotten comments though in public about like why I'm wearing a skinhead on my shirt, and I'm just like
It's because
over
it's
it.
Jesse Eisenberg.
I don't care. I don't care. He's
Get
a
a better
fine
Lex.
actor. He's a fine actor.
Get a
But
better Lex, though.
the better Lex shirts weren't like $2 on clearance.
There's a reason for that. All right. So, There's No Place Like Home, Season 2, Episode 2, Episode 97 overall of the Munsters in general.
Ooh.
This aired Saturday, October 4th. I don't know if I changed Saturday. It's probably still Saturday.
It's that
But
Saturday, yeah.
okay, cool. October 14th, 1989. So it hasn't changed. This was written by Barbara Hobart and Leslie Eberhard. I think Eberhard. I apologize, Leslie. This is the first of 2 episodes that they will do of this show. They both worked together on 9 to 5. They then went on to write and produce 24 episodes of What a Dummy before eventually splitting up and doing their own things.
Mhm.
Afterwards, Barbara only wrote 1 episode of The Single Guy and for a show called Linda Has Two Mommies, where she was also a producer. Linda went on. Linda, Leslie. What is wrong with me? Went on to write 2 episodes of Frasier, 14 episodes of Saved by the Bell, The New Class, where she was also a producer, 75 episodes of USA High, and 1 episode of City Guys in 1999 before eventually stopping. This was directed by Lee Lockheed. I think it's Lockheed, like the dragon from Marvel. This is the 5th episode of 9, and last time we saw this director was Munster Hoopsters.
Okay.
IMDb only has 1 guest listed, which we'll talk about later how wrong that is. Alan Blumenfeld as the insurance adjuster. Now, if this guy seems familiar, it's because he's been in a crap ton of stuff. IMDb has his first work as We Had This Band, but there is no date attached to it, so I have no idea when that came out. The first one with the date is the next one, Mr. Liggett in War Games in 1983. He's done a ton of movies. It's real. I haven't seen a ton of them. Maybe Myke has, but it's hard for me to judge which ones are major characters for him or not. So I'm going to go with, as always, stuff that struck out to me. So here's my list. He was in 1 episode of Different Strokes, 1 episode of Who's the Boss, 2 episodes of Cheers, an episode of Twilight Zone. He was Larry in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. He was an episode of Facts of Life, 2 episodes of The Golden Girls, 7 episodes of Family Ties, 2 episodes of Matlock, an episode of Roseanne, which is funny because there's a Roseanne joke in this, 7 episodes of The Brooklyn Bridge. He played the Fred lookalike in the Flintstones movie. 2 episodes of Saved by the Bell, The New Class, which is, probably because of the writers. 2 episodes as Marv in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. 4 episodes as Rabbi David Barons in The Gilmore Girls. He was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy, which is a show I cannot believe is still going, especially since there are no Greys left in the anatomy. 7 episodes of Heroes. 6 I still got a couple more. So 6 episodes of Life at Large. An episode of Arrested Development. 2 episodes of as Shugler in Space Force, which is an underrated Netflix show. Oh my God, is it great? Shame it got canceled. And 7 episodes of Good Trouble as Maury. So if this guy seems familiar, it's because he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's one of those guys he's one of those actors that you see in a lot of stuff. Because when I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, I remember him. But yeah, he's definitely one of those actors that pops up. You see him, and you're like, hey, I didn't remember you, or you look familiar, kind of thing.
I knew him instantly from Space Force. God, that show had me cracking up so
much. I didn't watch it. I didn't get to it yet.
The first episode was not good. Yeah, it had 2 seasons. Like the first episode, I didn't care for at all. I started episode 2 almost immediately in tears. Oh my God, is it so much better?
Okay. Is that it for everything on there?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, there was a bunch of guests on this episode,
we'll get to that. IMDb.
So all right, let's dive on into this episode. There's No Place Like Home, which aired October 14th 1989, as Tivis previously stated. I think he stated, maybe.
Yes.
I don't remember.
We went over the whole Saturday stuff.
On this episode of The Munsters Today, join Lily, Herman, Grandpa, Eddie, and Marilyn as they move out of Munster Mansion and join the world of the 1980s. Will the Munsters get caught up in the new fancy inventions? Will they fall in line with modern cliques? Will Eddie howl his heart out? And will chaos ensue? Find out on this episode of The Munsters Today. Okay.
Why didn't you say Munster Manor?
It's Munster Mansion. I like Mansion.
Can
you tell I actually wrote something this week?
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't as good. No kidding.
Right. All
All
right,
right, so we
let's dive on
dive
into
right into
this.
this.
So again, I would like to state we open up with
Oh
something
crap!
that we opened up with last week as well, but I forgot to reference it. The Munster House in its miniature glory, I guess we should say.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing it, dude. I love seeing it because we don't get an actual house, so it's all the miniature stuff. So it still looks good. Still looks good
Mhm.
in season 2.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
got Grandpa sitting on the stairs as Eddie comes down to the fishing pole. They have a reflection on their face that clearly shows there's some water, and it's
Yeah.
confirmed after Eddie casts. And I now realize that on happy face scene that we saw at the end of the intro has to be from this episode.
Yeah.
And I was
There's a
right a
lot
little
of
bit.
there's a lot of stuff from the intro that's
Intro
in
from
this
this one. Oh yeah,
specific episode. So, and I think they
yeah.
did that on purpose to grab people's attentions because of some of the imagery that's in
Mhm.
this episode. So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um
Um,
the reflections also bouncing more so off of the banister as well because you get the light reflection on that, which is cool.
yeah. The grandpa says they have 3 choices: install a diving board, build an ark, or hire baby Shamu and start selling tickets.
Hire baby Shamu.
Yeah,
Reference to Marineland, maybe. Ooh.
maybe. Marilyn comes down asking if that's a shark, and Eddie's like, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the living room, which was a great line. Uh, that one got me.
Well, isn't it's stolen from Jaws, right?
Oh yeah,
I haven't watched Jaws in forever.
yeah, all those painted ET dolls. For people who don't know, when they do eventually kill the shark, spoiler, it's not guts you see flying around, it's ET dolls they painted red. uh, Herman and Lily now come down asking if Eddie was looking for his piranha this morning. Eddie's like, yeah, but I can't see him anywhere around the house. And Herman's like,
Hmm.
relax. I just saw him over by the table with a lamp in his teeth. So
And for people,
that's a
because we
relief.
didn't even mention, yes, the house is flooded. So,
Oh yeah, no, it's completely flooded. If you didn't get that from the water reflection, um,
I
Marilyn
mean,
says,
they do have a moat around their house. So,
yeah,
just,
it probably
but yeah,
overfilled.
go ahead.
Where's the creature and their baby? Uh, so Marilyn says the storm caused some major damage, and Grandpa wonders how long Spot can breathe through his snorkel.
Which
Was
I'm glad somebody's actually worried about Spot.
yeah. Herman demands to know where the insurance inspector is, and Grandpa says, "Oh, yeah, I saw him canoeing towards the kitchen." Which I
Which,
thought was a great joke until we meet this guy, and I'm like, it could very much have actually happened because this guy's a
yeah,
jokester.
but also it would have been cool to see him canoeing back into the scene instead of just walking
It
into
would
the
have been.
scene. That would have been
Uh,
funny.
at that, a man comes walking out. He's dressed in like the fishing outfits you see with people who go fly fishing in the river. Uh, he tells them, Get in, the water's fine." After inspecting the property and looking around, he has assessed the problem. And Herman's like, and you have a flood.
Like Grandpa's
Thanks.
like,
Mhm.
oh no,
They,
Herman is actually the one that comes back at him, right? Or is it Grandpa? It's Grandpa. It's Grandpa.
yeah, it's Grandpa.
Yeah.
But he's like, don't worry, your policy will cover it all. And the family they're relieved at first, and they're like, when can you get started? Well, as soon as you move out, the crew can move right in. Eddie and Marilyn perk up at this, run upstairs to pack.
They get super excited. They don't even wait to find out if that's actually going to happen. They're just like, done. We're good. I'm out. Let's move. Like they
Yeah.
just didn't care.
Herman and Lily say they can't leave here. They were married here. Their son was conceived here. What a weird thing to share.
Mhm.
The inspector looks at them. I
Did they
laugh.
say he was conceived or born? I thought they said he was born
Conceived.
there.
They use the word conceived.
Oh,
He's like, I
Okay.
left. I cried. It became part of my life. I don't care. He's like, if you don't leave, the repairman can't start. And
Right.
Grandpa wants to know why. He jumps into the water and grabs hold of his coattails.
It's like, it's just a little bit of water.
I have survived much worse. The bubonic plague, the storming of Bastille, which was in 1789 in Paris, France, which will come back around, surprisingly. The midnight sail at Capes R Us. The agent tells him, look, you're in deep water. uh, I love this guy. He's just an asshole.
He does so many stupid puns. It's
He does. They once again demand to know where they can live, and he's like, "Look, just call my office in the morning. They'll set you up with a temporary living space. It's fine. You're not leaving here forever." And Lily looks a little relieved, but Grandpa just does not trust him. They
nope.
told him the same thing in Transylvania. Oh, sure, we'll check the pipes. Never trust a villager with a torch or a pitchfork. Which is reminiscent of was it Revenge, where they go back to the castle?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Lily is worried about not being able to come back, but Grandpa tells her, look, we will fight them. And he begins telling her about the Smingies, which I apologize if this is a term for anything.
The Smingies?
I tried looking it up and I cannot find anything. They were a ruthless group of evil landowners, so they're landlords, who tried to drive all vampires from Transylvania. They would ride on wild boars that bit you on the kneecap. The last time they came to the village, they didn't run. Everyone grabbed a rake and a pan. They all stuck together. And Lily and Herman, what happened? The whole village was wiped out. You can't knock a Smiggy off a boar with a waffle iron.
Yeah,
Lily thanks him for at least trying.
Yeah, Grandpa shoots with a huge freaking miss right here, dude.
Yeah. It just reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen was it Castle Clash, that mobile app. They have they have two different versions of the game. I can't remember what the base game's called, but they used to have commercials on TV all the time with this guy who would ride a pig, and he's Hog Rider. So the whole thing, that's popping into my head for this scene. Lily's like, we're just gonna have to leave our house for a bit, and at that point, Eddie and Marilyn come down with suitcases already packed. She doesn't know what it'll be like there. Eddie says he does. Dry. And there is the last shot as the family look at the floor again, and that is the end of the intro. And it's a weird choice to pick for the intro, but I totally know why they make that face now.
Mm-hmm. You notice too in this scene, as we saw last episode, but Marilyn wasn't there too. Both Marilyn and Eddie are wearing very, very 80s colors.
Mm-hmm. We go full 80s in this episode.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So
as my synopsis said. All right, so then we go in and we're invited into an apartment, it looks like. With very pink walls. And I wonder if
vibrant colors.
I wonder if this is a reference to the original show, because weren't the walls in the original show pink? But it was put in black and white.
I know. They have to use vibrant colors though for the make the paint pop on their faces. I know that.
Right. I believe that the walls were like a salmon pink or some shit like that. And I wonder if it was granted it is the 80s in this episode, so of course it's gonna be that too. But this is like what was stereotypical 80s, because I was alive in the 80s. I never walked into a house that had pink ass walls.
And they make a joke about the walls later on.
So yeah.
I could say I've never seen a room like this ever. Unless it's like a themed hotel that I'm looking at pictures of.
Yeah.
Yeah. They walk in. Marilyn is excited for cable TV. Eddie sees they have the Playboy channel, and Lily runs over and grabs the TV guide from him. The agent lady, who isn't listed on IMDb, so if anyone knows who she is, please let us know, says it even has a wet bar, and Grandpa goes, big deal, we have a wet living room. That's great. She's like, look, check this view, it's to die for. And Lily, Herman, and Grandpa all gather around her and look. Where? All we see is a swimming pool and a golf course. Grandpa's like, don't you have anything overlooking a cemetery? And this is where I have in my notes that this room is pink.
Very, very pink.
Oh, God. And also, I recognize it from the intro as well, so I expect some interesting things to happen in this episode.
And honestly, I think this is the one episode that I feel like you Google search the Munsters Today, besides us popping up, the imagery from this episode is what pops up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, let's get that search algorithm up, people. There's no reason we should be showing up when you look up Munsters Today before the Munsters Today.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
But we do have a Munsters Today page directly on our website as well, too.
We do, yes.
I think we're the only people in the world.
Come on,
maybe
Universal.
Frank. Maybe Frank
Universal.
has something.
Do better.
Right.
So, right. Let's see. She says he has a great sense of humor to Grandpa. And now, did anyone notice how bright and sunny this room is? And I love Grandpa's reaction. Yeah. What can we do about that? She goes over to Lily and asks, and she's like, hey, so do you want to come into the bedroom and see the floor to ceiling mirrors? To which Grandpa goes, and I agree with him. Why? He would rather eat a garlic sandwich with a stake through his heart.
It would have so been cool to watch Herman walk in that room and all the mirrors crack, though.
Oh, that would have been a great scene.
That could have been a good gag. And they don't even mention it, too. Like, they never even mention him walking into that room. Like, that would have been like just a mention, a throwback to the breaking scene.
This is a weird sex thing that seemed to be prevalent in the 80s because it was in Chucky. Chucky had a bunch of it. I remember that scene. With the weird mirrors placed everywhere. This weird fucking shit.
That was like The Bride of Chucky, and that was in the 90s.
Yeah, it's still left over from the 80s.
And that was a honeymoon suite, is what you're talking
exactly.
About.
It's weird.
With like mirrors everywhere so you can watch yourselves. I don't know. I've never got that one.
Who wants that? Marilyn is excited about
that's a very narcissistic thing, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're both really fucking hot, and then I guess maybe you're looking at each other.
Narcissism.
Well, maybe they're looking at each other, depending on what position you're in. You
it's
can't
weird.
see each other.
It's just weird. So Marilyn is excited about the kitchen. She begins lifting off these modern luxuries a woman would want, but Lily wants to know where the cauldron is. The agent is confused in what they want in a place. Yeah. This is the finest place in town. And Lily's like, yes, it's very nice. It's just they want something with character. Something with, and Grandpa interrupts with, a belfry. This is the 23rd place I've shown you. If I have to show you a 24th, I'm going to throw myself into traffic. Now, what about this apartment?
I'm pretty sure this is how every realtor has ever felt when they go with me, because I'm like, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I drove our realtor insane with this, because 3 times he had to sit down with us and I'm like, what are you looking for?
Yeah, we went through that, and I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh. Herman's like, it's just not for us. Eddie and Marilyn protest, saying this is only temporary. Why not give it a try? Herman's still not sure, and Eddie tells him he's so old-fashioned, like Myke here. And like Myke, Herman goes, he's just set in his ways.
Everybody wants to be like Myke, though, so we're good.
I had to get that jab in there. I'm sorry.
And it turns out, only the kids, of course, want to
Mhm.
be in
It
here, which is interesting because they've grown up in this world. In the original series,
mhm.
anyways, we showed them within the household and everything, and that's how they want to live.
Yeah, they're
So
very rebellious. In fact, we even saw Marilyn's room in the original show, and it's the most girliest modern
yeah,
thing you can find in that show.
yeah,
So, yet she hated the apartment they went to go stay at for a little bit. I don't understand it. But did you notice that while Herman's saying he's stuck in his ways, Eddie is mocking him from the
yeah.
couch? Yeah, that was great.
He's like basically wording exactly what he's about to say. Yeah,
I love this little transition going on with Eddie. Um,
yep,
so Lily's like, it's just such a difficult life adjustment. But once again, Eddie and Marilyn say it will be easy to adjust with all this modern stuff around us.
yeah.
Eddie points out the security system, and Grandpa goes, they already have one of those. Herman's face. The look Herman gives him, it's priceless. They're like, look, Aunt Lily, they have a full maid's, or no, I'm sorry, this is the realtor lady. They have a full maid service in this building, and that one perks Lily's interest.
Mhm.
This time Marilyn jumps in. She's like, it'll be like an all expenses paid vacation. This one absolutely convinces Lily because they haven't been on a vacation in years.
200 years.
Grandpa remembers it. It was Paris, 1789. The storming of the Bastille.
But still,
Bastille, yes, that one.
yes.
And I'm shocked at the continuity of that joke. Heads were rolling. Herman finally relents. So we also find out that their house has 30 rooms because he's like, well, how long could it take them to do a Victorian house with 30 rooms?
Right.
It's a shame we only see like 2.
If you're lucky. I don't even
Yeah.
think we've seen their bedroom in this series
No,
yet.
we haven't seen anything upstairs.
Yeah. Not even like the hall. Yeah, it's interesting. Wow, yeah. Shit.
We barely see the kitchen even.
Yeah.
So,
Um so then they go back to the next scene
mm,
where Marilyn is wearing a very polka dotty outfit.
80s.
And Eddie walks in and he had just come from the gym. So
Mm,
he's wearing a shirt, okay? I have and pants.
I
No
would hope
idea.
so.
No idea what the significance is here, if they even meant to do this, but on his pant leg and his shirt it says 969. So I looked the number up because I was like, what does this mean? Does it mean anything?
Is it an area code?
And maybe they were going to put 1969 on it for the original series. Who knows? You know.
Mm.
So I looked up the number, and basically the premise of the number goes that the 969 is a powerful message from the universe that signifies a period of transformation and new beginnings.
Wow.
So if they didn't do that on purpose, that's freaking awesome. And if they did do it on purpose, good on them. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome. It's a good catch. I would
Yeah.
think to look that up.
Well, I was like, it has to be something. I was like, is it 13 times 13? No, it's not 13 times 13. It's like 100 and something. And I kept going through a bunch of stuff. I was like, all right, let me just search it up.
Yeah. So yeah, Marilyn's like, so how did you like the gym? He's like, oh, it's got the best equipment and the
Mm.
most rad looking babes doing aerobics. And Marilyn just laughs at this. No, Eddie, don't be that creep. Don't do that.
Well, I mean, he's only going to keep doing it as long as, people still laugh at him about it.
Yeah, no,
He's going to grow
no.
up to be the next Vince McMahon.
Oh God.
There's a reference. Um, let's go continue.
Yeah, and also the voice he does it in sounds like a fucking stalker or serial killer. Eddie asks where his parents are, and Marilyn's like, I think they finally got the courage to go out. And
Yeah.
he's like, good. It's been a week. Grandpa comes in hungry, and Marilyn's like, "Hey, you want some of my sushi that I have left over?" And he's like, "No, I want my regular bison broth, extra lean breast of antelope, and a bag of corn doodles." And she like looks at him like, "Corn doodles?" He's like, "What?"
Yeah.
So the doorbell goes off. Grandpa goes to check it, and instead of using the eye hole thingy that I forgot the name of again,
People.
thank you. This is the second time on this show I forgot the name of it. But he doesn't even look out. He goes up to it. Who is it? I wrote down it's Marilyn and Lily, but it's Herman and Lily.
This store doesn't have a peephole on it though.
It doesn't? I thought it did.
No, I just looked.
Oh. Well, that makes it less funny.
I mean, there are glass. There is a glass cubes there. He could have looked through a little bit.
He's too short. Yeah, they forgot their key, so they open the door. Lo and behold, it's the intro scene of them walking in their fancy, bright, vibrant clothes.
Surprise, they say. Herman and Lily come in all 80s and pimped out. Very again, I never grew up with people that dressed like this in the 80s, but again,
nope.
We were very, very not.
My mom had a bunch of polka dot stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even grow up with people that wore like the jumpsuits that we saw in the first season of The Neighbors and stuff.
No.
You know.
Yeah, no.
So this is Richie. What they are in California, right? They're supposed to be in California, so that says it all. I do like how they continue the color scheme of the pink on green throughout this whole episode. It's either someone's wearing pinks and greens all the time.
Mm-hmm. That pretty much sums up the 80s, pinks and greens.
Pinks and greens.
But as they walk in, Grandpa makes the cross with his fingers and then says it looks like they got mugged by Calvin Klein. So they begin talking about their day. They said it was a hellscape at first. All there were health clubs, frozen yogurt shops, and foreign car dealers. So they went to the mall, which was much worse. There was a shop there that sells only designer shower hooks and another that rents tuxedos to kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they had to protect themselves the only way they knew how.
By blending
Breaking out the gold card and blending in.
So I have this question. I put this at towards the end, but I'm gonna ask it now.
All right.
Where is that exactly? So I'm curious, are the Munsters actually rich in this show? Because
we don't know in the previous show. Sometimes they were, sometimes they weren't.
Right. But they're like spending money like crazy and they're living like this. I'm like, how can they afford to live this like 80s quote unquote rich looking lifestyle, which to us is just like, you know,
like
this
the
is what
apartment's paid for
now.
by the insurance agency, right? But everything else has to be out of their pocket.
Right. That's what I'm like. How are they affording all these different things? Like,
unless they're just going into deep credit card debt.
And is Herman still working at the moment? Or are they just like credit carding it out? And is Lily going to work now? Because guess what? This is exactly what they did in the real world. Is once you have all of these massive inventions in your house that, you know, speed up the process of cooking and all this other crap, what do you have to do? You have to work to pay for that shit. So rather than just
the maintenance,
rather than just taking your time and doing it with like the lowest of low stuff, you don't need as much money then to operate it. But because you have it, you have to. That's one of my favorite scenes in this show that I was watching, where it's like back in the day when dishwashers and washers and fridges were all coming out, and the guy was trying to pitch it to him, and he's like, yeah, but then I have to have extra work. Then I have to continue working all day long just to pay for this. I have to work even more just to pay for this. So on top of it, nobody's making out except for you, the people who just made this bullshit. So
Yeah.
It's a more impactful scene than that, but that's the premise of it. So yeah, rather than it was like here's a clothes washing machine. So he's like, okay, so instead of my wife just washing the clothes for like an hour, and now she has to go to work and work a full day shift just to afford the washing machine to wash the clothes for her for an hour. When you think about it like that, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I'm about to like just get rid of everything.
You say with your sign.
All right, yeah. I know. All right.
I can't talk. I have giant Galactus. So
These movies at least bring me joy. I work for joy.
I wish I could display my movies instead of having them in a box. Still, 3 years. Eventually, I'll unpack.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. They come in and they're like, "Are we hip or what?" Grandpa is disgusted, and I have to ask you: did it look like Herman's neck bolts were pink now? I couldn't
No.
tell whether they were
No.
just reflecting the walls or
I
his
think
jacket.
it's the reflection from his collar, but they still are gray bolts, gray neck bolts.
It would have been funny if they had replaced those with colorful ones. Like, where did he get those? They're like, we ate fancy food, went to shops, joined us in a Save the Whale march with Roseanne Barr, and this is Grandpa's joke. That's talk about self-preservation.
That's fucking hilarious though, especially for the time because Roseanne Barr was like really big. Like this, she was doing Roseanne was on at this time, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
In the 89? Yeah.
Mm,
She was huge.
well,
But I mean, granted,
not
she
yet.
makes fat jokes
It's
all the
about to
time.
be on. No,
Really?
no, it is on. It should be about
Yeah.
season 2 now. Yeah.
Yeah. In the 89? Yeah. Yeah, it was on.
Yeah, because the season 1 premiered pretty much alongside this show.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why
So,
they attacked him. They attacked him because they're like, fuckers are taking our ratings.
maybe. Tomorrow,
I
Herman
was
is
not
going to.
expecting a fat joke though. I wasn't
No,
expecting
I
that.
wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting Roseanne to be brought up.
Which was
Um,
funny too, because like I mentioned something about Roseanne the other day to you in text, and you're like, nope, out of my stratosphere. And I was like, well, when I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
this the other night, I was like, that's funny.
I
So
enjoy the original show, but the Connors is much better without her. Sorry, not sorry.
not going to engage. I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to
So
engage.
yeah, talking about what they're gonna do now. Herman goes tomorrow. I'm going to a tanning salon. Lily's getting her hair done, and then they're gonna put the house up for sale and move in permanently.
Yep.
And
Going to
Grandpa,
sell the house on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. I'm glad that they finally say the address in this series because they hadn't said it for a minute.
that's insane to me.
Yeah.
So Grandpa has what looks like a gut attack because he just grabs his stomach like he's having a heart attack.
Well, you got to remember, Grandpa also has his lab. So he doesn't have a lab here.
Oh, that's true. That's all of his stuff, which is probably all water damaged by now.
It's got to all be
Oh
underwater,
God,
right?
Stanley.
Oh, no. Well, he doesn't have to breathe. He doesn't have lungs.
What about the rat?
Rats always find their way up. Come on. They're like
He
one of
was in a
the
cage
last.
though.
The rats are the last thing to freaking,
What was the rat's name?
drowned
We
in
haven't
a
seen
boat
him yet this
sinking.
season.
The rat was crap. I don't remember.
I don't either. I'm sure he'll appear.
I'll go
anyway.
back. Yeah.
So we come back from commercial break, which is interesting because there's only like one commercial break during this show, it feels like, whereas in the original there was at least 2.
Well, I think that the way that this is just cut, I think it just cuts better
Yeah,
with the
maybe.
commercial breaks, without the commercial breaks into it. But they do come back with an exterior of the apartment.
Mhm.
But they're showing the apartment like an outdoor hallway when we clearly know that there's an indoor hallway.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, guys, wrong B footage, but all right.
Yeah, whatever. what they had.
An A for effort,
So
I
Eddie
guess.
and Marilyn, yeah, sorry. Eddie and Marilyn are setting up for dinner or something.
Can, can I ask though? We're in the Marilyn and Eddie scene here, and in the
Mhm.
background um they have the shelves here. Let me see if I can share this on the screen just real quick. Share screen, window. Here we go. So you see on the background here, if you're watching the video, we got it popped up. The blue on the pink, which is a really
Mhm.
good. I love the color scheme in this, dude. It looks good together. But the glass shelves in the window with those pots and stuff just hitting on it. Who the fuck is doing that? Who is doing that stuff, guys? What?
A fancy apartment that can afford.
What? Oh, jeez. All right. Like it
Yeah.
even looks like the pink lidded thing was like a crock pot or something. It was weird. All right. Anyways, I
So
just had to bring it up because it was bothering me when they first introduced the house because all those
it
things were in the house.
yeah, it is weird. I have to admit, it does look neat, but no one in their right mind is going to do that themselves.
No, those are perfect shelves for toys.
Oh, all right. So Marilyn and Eddie are, I mean, I can't deny it. Yeah, my shit would look right on it too. But Eddie and Marilyn they're like bonding this episode a bit because they're talking about how they're getting real sick of Lily and Herman's party lifestyle.
Yeah.
They're on their fourth cocktail party this week, and it's only Tuesday. They're A-listers, whatever that is. So they begin setting up for the party, and Lily comes out in this weird robe thing.
It's a yeah.
It
Yeah.
was strange, but she's like, Grandpa, will you go change? I bought you all this expensive stuff, and this is where I find out Gucci has been around a lot longer than I thought it has.
Really, Tivis?
I honestly never even heard of it until a few years ago. I
I think well, Gucci was like it's a Italian thing. It was like from
yeah.
the 20s.
Yeah, something to do with mobsters. The Kardashians did a movie on it. Who cares? Uh,
The Kardashians did?
I don't know.
No, I thought that was Lady
You're talking
Gaga.
about two things I could care less about.
I think it was Lady Gaga.
No. Well, I'm sorry, Lady Gaga, for comparing you to the Kardashians.
But they didn't go all the way back into the 20s with that movie. That was just the current stuff
Yeah.
of the mob stuff. Anyways,
So yeah, Lily's like pleading with Grandpa. I don't know if you could tell how little I care about this company. She's pleading with Grandpa, will you go
I,
change? And he's like, I am what I am. A 1,200-year-old vampire with bunions. And then he starts complaining about the food. He's like, $12 a pound for stinky cheese? Call me nuts. I don't care. And I agree with him. That's insane.
Dude,
So then go ahead.
there's a spot here where Eddie was in the living room. He's got a green shirt on again, there with the
Mhm.
greens. But he's got this white jacket with like brown like in lines going through it. He gives this smile. Dude looks like he could have been freaking the replacement for Macaulay Culkin for Home Alone in that scene.
Oh, it'd be awesome if we got a Home Alone with Eddie, but I feel like the people robbing the place will end up dead.
Right. All right.
Not that
So
not that this kid in Home Alone didn't try. Jesus. I am fully support the people who say Home Alone is a prequel to Saw. Uh,
it's John
two,
Kramer as a kid.
yeah. Two people walk in and Grandpa flees. These are two more guests not listed on IMDb, and
Yep.
we're about to get even more
So
because we.
there's a scene that I wrote down. So I really wanted to say it because it took me fucking forever to get it right.
Go ahead.
If you didn't do it. So
All right. Well, when we come up to it, just stop me.
okay.
So yeah, then 3 more people come in. So now we
Yep.
have 6 people in this episode
Well,
who
2
aren't
people,
given credit.
then 2 people, and then they're like, okay, well, we also invited another friend of ours, so that's where you get the 5th person.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
none of them are credited.
Herman begins introducing
This
everyone,
is
and I
all right.
have to guess this is the scene you have.
Yes, it's took me like 5 minutes to get it written down right because I was like, I had to kept going back. I paused and repeated. All right, so they invite a friend over whose name is Lila. And they say, well, we hope it's not an issue. And Herman's like, of course not. Lila, Lily, Lily, Lila, Lila, Lola, Lola, Lily. No, shit. See, even I'm messing it up.
It's a
It's
tongue twister.
It goes Lila, Lily, Lily, Lila, Lila, Lola, Lola, Lily, Lila, Leon, Leon, Lila.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insanity is what it is.
The way the way he says it and ends it, you gotta I have to feel that they did it multiple times and then he was just finally happy he got it right at the very end.
Oh, there's no way anyone could do this in one take. Absolutely not.
Because it's basically repeating. So you say the name name first, and then the second name that you say that again to start the next line of the stuff. So it was Lila, Lily, Lily, Lila, Lila, Lola, Lola, Lily, Lila, no, Lola, Lila, Lila, Leon, Leon, Lila. So I'm literally reading it off of a paper and I still mess it up.
Yeah,
There's too many L's.
the joy in John's face as he finishes this,
Yeah.
I can only imagine the sheer annoying panic of getting this right.
And the girl that the Lila chick that he is introducing to everybody, she's wearing a pink jacket. Again, they have her stand right next to a girl wearing a green dress. So it's again the pink on greens here. But she's just like looks over at Herman like she's just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah,
Because what he's doing is he's mimicking like everyone else's behaviors of like introducing like, oh hey, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
And here's where we get the joke about the wall too, because one couple.
I'm gonna tell you, hold on. I'm gonna tell you, you walk in my house, I'm gonna forget your name right away if I've never met you before.
I
So
still
maybe
don't remember my neighbor's names.
that might be a good habit to actually get used to doing so that I know people like do that. They'll say
I
their
just know
person's
everyone's names
name.
begin with L at this point. I don't know who's who.
Well,
Other than Lily.
Lila has the green jacket. Lola, I'm assuming is the
See,
Lola
you're
is
not even
the
sure.
Lola's the red the blue one because why would he introduce her to the green dress girl because she's already came with her. And then Leon would be the other guy that came there first as well. Lila, 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 Lola, Lola. Leon.
So yeah, one couple begins talking about the house colors that they want to paint their walls, and they're like, "I'm gonna go with salmon this year," and the other one's like, "We went with shrimp," and Grandpa's like, "Who decorates? Charlie the tuna?" Because these walls are atrocious. One of them thinks Grandpa's the butler. I don't know who. I think it's the friend they brought.
Hold on. I'll tell you in just a sec. Oh, they're all just talking to each other.
Yeah. And she's
It's the pink girl, so yeah, it is Lila.
okay. She's like, she asks for some food, some hors d'oeuvres, and he's like, yeah, you can have some olives and stuff them. So he walks up to Herman, giving a very pretentious explanation on a piece of art, and all to say he didn't care for it. And Grandpa goes, "Yeah, I thought it stunk too." Grabs some food, walks over to the girl asking for it and like shoves it in her hands. Uh,
And then
eh,
walks over to
yeah, he joins the kids in
Eddie,
the kitchen.
Eddie and Marilyn. Yeah. The
And I can
succubus
say that because they
Marilyn.
are both kids right now.
Did you see her wings this episode?
No. Oh, are you still So all three of them are sick of this whole situation.
Yeah.
And they begin bickering about whose fault it is before eventually, like, it doesn't matter. We're dealing with it now, which is a
Yeah.
very mature thing Eddie does.
Very.
Lily is giving some BS review of wine, and honest to God, wine is mostly all the same. Anyone who claims otherwise is someone who sells it.
There is a dry wine and a sweet wine.
Yeah, and they put them in separate bottles, charge you 200% more for the fancy bottle. It's the same fucking shit.
Just remember, it's all grapes that somebody had their dirty ass feet on.
Yeah, just eat the grapes. So Grandpa asked the kids if
There's
they
no
are having...
fermentation in the grapes, though, without. Okay.
Yeah, but grapes are good. Grandpa asked the kids, he's like, "Are you having fun yet?" And they're like, "We have created a monster, and it's not easy to make a monster out of a Munster."
Yeah.
Which
I
just
wrote that
ask
one
the
down.
crew who did Mockingbird Lane pilot.
I mean, they did it very easily.
Did they?
They did.
It was not a good Munster show. Was it
I even
interesting? Yes, it was not a good Munster show.
Didn't they even turn Marilyn into like a serial killer or something in that episode, in that show?
No, she tried to prevent them from dying. She was basically Wednesday, just with a heart. So now we're back at the house. The insurance dude is telling them everything's back to normal, if that's the term you want to use for this place.
And yet another scene where someone's wearing pink and green, Lily.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting you picked up on that because I overlooked that. I wonder if they went with the green because of the association with the Munsters.
Well, I also think it feels like,
even though the only episode in color from the original show, they put it in red, the title.
Yeah, it feels like Herman's green skin, though, is also a little bit more vibrant in this episode. It might be because it's on the colorful backdrop. I'm not sure.
Could be. Well, we were here in the house. Does it still look vibrant to you?
I mean, a little bit, but he's also still not wearing his brown suit and everything like that, too. So he's still in colors. So he's got a pink shirt on, or salmon shirt and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, we're getting ready to sell it. And even the agent actually says something sincere here, where he's like, "Oh, that's a hard thing to do."
Yeah.
Before laughing and leaving.
And then they walk over, and it just so happens that this giant book is sitting right there. I have it on the screen for people not watching. This giant book is just right there. Just laying on the like who put that there? Well, come on.
Before they get to the book, though, Herman starts complaining about, he's like, "Oh man, it's so stuffy in here. How did we get by without central air?"
Yeah.
And that's actually, central air is the one luxury I don't think I can give up.
Especially in California, it's very dry. Isn't it dry in California? More dry?
I've only been there once and I was 7, so
the closest I've been would be Texas, I think. And Texas is dry, at least where I was in the El Paso area.
Oh, Texas is very dry,
And New Mexico.
Unlike you guys who have the humidity.
Yeah, we do. We get to actually feel it when we're hot, because we're soaked afterwards.
Blinds you.
It's the one thing I hated about when we were in the desert and stuff, dude. I hated it because I was just like, I can't tell that I'm actually hot besides like just feeling like my skin is baking.
Yeah,
it felt so nasty. That felt nasty to me compared to like living in Florida and just like drenching in my clothes.
Yeah, among your lizards instead of squirrels.
We have squirrels. They're just buff squirrels. They're not. They're lean squirrels. We'll say they're
I
not
saw way
fat
more lizards
squirrels.
than I saw squirrels.
Oh yeah, there's tons of lizards. There's lizards everywhere. You go
Yeah.
down further south into the Keys too, and there's like the giant ass iguanas everywhere. Like they fall out of trees and stuff if it gets too cold. Yeah.
You guys also have that anaconda problem.
Mm. When we lived in Orlando, at one point, I hit a alligator in the road.
Jesus, how did you not see it?
It was dark. They're dark. It was like a speed bump. It just drove right over it. I wasn't in a truck at the time either, so it was like a lower car, so I really felt it. But yeah, that was
I mean, there's a very good
Yeah.
chance it survived. Those things are built like
Oh yeah,
tanks.
no, it totally was alive. Yeah, I didn't kill it.
He probably pissed it off.
It probably was just like, what was that bump?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they have
Florida's
very
a
hard
weird
skin.
place, dude. You have
Yeah.
freaking armadillos.
I got armadillos in my backyard.
They have leprosy.
Yeah, shit happens.
Oh, dude, we're getting way off topic now, but I have to say, we were watching the new Impractical Jokers that was catching up on stuff,
Mhm.
and they had this punishment where you stuck tails in their mouths. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
Yeah, where they stuck an armadillo tail
it's
in
called
Sal's mouth, and
Tails.
he freaks out.
The show is called Tails.
Yeah,
Guess that tail.
yeah.
Yeah,
We are so off topic. All right, get back to the show.
that seems like a show that the Munsters would be on.
Yeah, except they would eat it.
They would win.
They would win.
Oh, also we forgot to mention. Oh no, it comes up. It's after this. All right, so they grab their book and
Yeah.
it's like
Lily.
the Lily or the Herman and Lily wedding book or whatever, and then we go into Wayne's World type of back.
I just remembered what happens.
What?
What? Oh, do you
What
want
do
me
you
to
mean?
say it, or you want to say it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so yeah, we're at they just said their I do's, and they kiss,
Hmm.
and Grandpa's there with the bag of rice, Mazel tov, and like whips it at the back of Herman's head.
Yeah.
And the plain look on boredom on Grandpa's face before and after, and how dry he delivered the line.
Hmm.
Like, oh my god, I was cracking up so much at that scene. So Herman pulls Lily out before they walk over to Eddie's cupboard, or he walks over to Eddie's cupboard and sees his shredded baby blanket. Another flashback. We get the first day of Eddie being brought home. He's swaddled in his thing. They put him in his first casket cupboard thing. Grandpa's Mazel tov and slams the lid on the crying baby.
Which sets precedence for why Eddie doesn't want to hang out with Grandpa sometimes.
I mean,
Grandpa should have been happy. That's an experimental like human there that he can mess with.
this version of Grandpa is less excited to experiment on family.
Yeah.
In fact, he doesn't do much experimenting at all.
He's kind of just more like grumpy.
So now we have an interesting thing because Lily pulls him out and they walk over to the table where there are some candlesticks. And we have yet another flashback, this time to their 300th anniversary, which was last week.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't recall seeing these candlesticks.
I mean, we don't see every single thing in the episode.
No, but it would have been great.
Yeah. But the scene also doesn't make sense with that one. But yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're celebrating their handed candlesticks and they kiss. Grandpa pops up from behind the couch because they just cannot go anywhere without Grandpa. And he makes a noise out of disgust. I expected him to do his Mazel tov, but no, not this time.
Yeah.
They really need a break from this old man. So, yeah. Then we cut back to the apartment where they're all sitting around, not talking and yawning out of boredom.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie's real bored of this lifestyle. Marilyn's like, I'm tired of swimming. Lily and Herman got invited to another party. They should go because they got invited, but they don't want to. And the way I'm talking is the exact way they're delivering their lines. They don't want to.
It's like if I hope my wife's friends don't listen to this, but it's like if my wife's invited somewhere, she'll automatically ask me, knowing that I just don't want to fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like her out. I'm just like, just blame me. I don't care.
Anyone who says they don't do that with their significant other is a liar.
See, I've never had to worry about that. I don't have any in-person friends here.
Yeah. Herman's like, hey, let's do something we used to do. Let's go bob for bodies. And Eddie's like, that won't work in that tiny tub.
Yeah.
Lily's like, well, I could make us some make rack of yak. And Marilyn's like, where are you gonna buy that here locally?
Which I'm questioning, where the hell are they then? Are they not like
They must be on the other side of the area. I mean, even dude, you've seen my house. I don't know if you saw the houses over there. It is a whole other lifestyle.
Oh yeah. I understand that.
Just like 2 streets over.
Yeah. It's the same with us here. Like, you know, there's like you leave out of this area and go down like a street or a block.
I have to leave my city to find anything I like in Toledo.
Yeah.
Because the people out here suck at picking stores. Yeah. Eddie's like, hey, I know, I'll go play with Spot. And Herman's like, they towed him away this morning, and I'm sorry, but why isn't this a bigger deal? They towed your dragon like a car.
I'm like, where did they tow him to? Is he going to the meat factory? Like,
is he just going to live in the oh my god, what's that lot? Where they put the cars?
In the parking garage?
No, there's actually
that's where they took him from.
No,
like
there's a lot that they call it. No, God, we used to watch this show, Parking Wars, and they used to say it all the time. I can't remember what it's called.
Like now. The repo lots?
Yeah, those. There's like a specific term. I can't recall it now.
The towing yards or whatever not junkyards, but repo yards and stuff.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
And,
I mean, Spot would love it there.
Yeah, he would. He's got all this stuff to eat.
You're right. But no mailmen.
Yeah, they're good for the mailman. God.
Dude, how much do you think they have to pay those mailmen in Mockingbird Heights to work there?
How often do they have to pay the families for the funerals?
I'm sure Herman gives them a discount.
Yeah, you would hope.
I'll dig the grave for free. Don't worry.
Yeah.
What grave? They don't need anything. There's not going to be a body left, dude.
Sometimes there is.
There's no funeral for that. It's a memorial at that point.
So Lily's like, Grandpa was right. This lifestyle is overrated.
Yeah.
They then decide to go home. As Grandpa comes in, another scene from the intro of him in his pink golf outfit, finally embracing the lifestyle.
Yep.
And
hold on. I want to pull this up.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Hold on.
And I have to say the angle of this shot is different from the intro. So they obviously shot this a couple times.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they did that specifically for the new intro too.
Here we go. Oh, it's Grandpa. He looks so miserable, bro. So miserable.
Oh yeah.
He's like it. Well, it's like they say: if you can't beat them, join them.
Are you gonna stop it before he does his pose?
Does he do that?
Yeah, right there. And then we get a pop up, and this is the first time they've done this. A fake ending. The executive producer pops up, and normally at this point we get a freeze frame. No, we cut back to the house with the whole family sitting together having dinner at the table.
Yeah.
And they're like, boy, they did such a wonderful job.
this is the first time too that we see that I noticed anyways. The
The
table
whole
has a
family's there.
has a tablecloth.
That's true. Yeah.
I've never seen a tablecloth on their table that I can remember that pops in my head.
Was there candle holders there?
No,
They sold their candle. Maybe they got
they
ruined in the
did.
water.
So then they said, it doesn't even look like people will ever notice that this house was flooded. And then what happens, Tivis?
A water pipe breaks and water falls from the ceiling.
Another leak.
Freeze
Yes.
frame.
I
was not expecting the fake out ending.
Well, they did it last episode, I believe, too,
Did
where we
they?
got
I
to
don't remember.
Yeah.
They are getting clever.
So real quick, I want to shout this out. I did like that the normies, the normal people or whatever, we're not scared of Herman at all in this episode. I don't know
No.
if so I was coming up with some ideas of why potentially. Because of the clothes change, which is stupid because why would you feel different about the clothes change? Or maybe they're genuinely good, genuinely, thank you, genuinely good people. Or it's because they're so into the in scene, that
it's
they don't,
whoever's popular.
right, they don't care who or what they look like as long as they're in with the popular crowd.
Oh yeah, that happened to my wife in high school.
That happens a lot in Hollywood, period. So
this dude wanted to date her, and they only dated for exactly one day because he thought she was in the popular crowd because she had long blonde hair, and that's the stereotype.
And then Tivis rolled in and was like, "Motherfucker, that's my girl."
Oh no, it was a few years till I met her, unfortunately.
He went in there and he was like, "I'm fighting for her." He knocked the dude out. He was all like Herman in the episode where he went in and
if I was
beat the
gonna knock
crap
out
of the
anyone, it
butt.
was the dude who took a picture of her ass in the hallway. She's still mad about that. She
in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah. Unfortunately, different schools. I wasn't there.
Dun 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 dun. All the more reason you could have went and beat the guy's ass.
Yeah,
because you couldn't get kicked out of that school.
What sucks is the year before all this went down, we were actually in the same school building before I moved, and I just didn't meet her because there were 600 friggin' students in that building.
What grade were you guys in? Sorry to get a little personal. What grade were you guys in?
Seventh grade was the last time we shared the same school district.
No, when you met.
Oh, when we met, freshman high school.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
No. But we didn't start dating until just before sophomore year.
Yeah. I met my wife in my freshman year of high school too. So but we didn't start dating until we were 21. Yeah. But we were friends for that whole period of time. So she knew what she was getting into. It's her own fault.
Yeah, you didn't have the Jesse Eisenberg shirt back then.
Right? Or did I? Ooh.
He's a time traveler. So, final thoughts on this episode, Myke? I know you went first last week, but if you want to go now.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this episode, man. I like the vibrant colors for it. It's a nice contrast to what we're used to seeing with the Munster episodes. Especially with the 80s house and everything like that. It was even more vibrant in this episode than when Herman went to the chocolate ant place or whatever it was. Ant farm, or I don't remember exactly. It was candy, right? It was yeah. That's what I thought. It was more vibrant even than in this now than there. But yeah, it definitely was cool to see. It would have been interesting to see them still being friends with their neighbors, at least the one guy. Maybe he was the one who got them into the in crowd or whatnot. I don't understand. That would make more sense. I don't understand the whole premise of our insurance company's paying for this apartment. we're gonna sell our house and move into this apartment that probably costs way more than what we can afford.
Yeah.
I don't think that thought that went
That-
through.
No, it definitely brings into question what their financial state is in this show.
Also, how good is their insurance that they got put up for them? And I say, usually they're like, here's a Motel 8. There you go. Peace.
Well, I mean, it is California. How often do they get hit by storms that flood buildings?
Exactly. So their premiums have to be high.
I was thinking they're like, oh, this will never come through. So
these are things that we think of as adults. If we were watching this as kids, we wouldn't be thinking of this. Like,
well, I mean, you're in Florida where people are pulling out of flood insurance left and right.
Yeah. Yep. Certain insurance companies are pulling out from hurricane insurance, not flood insurance. Hurricane.
Well,
insurance.
I mean, hurricanes cause flood.
Yeah, but we get floods even without the hurricanes. Sometimes there's flash flooding all the time.
No, yeah.
I've been here.
We're near the lake, so
I've been in this specific house for the last I don't even know how many years, but we've gone through 4 hurricanes since we've lived in this one. I think one
you're
hurricane.
Pretty good inland, so.
Well, we're right by a river too.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Right next to the river. Yeah. Like I can walk to the river from my place, and it's right there. So it's not that far at all. It's in our neighborhood actually, but I even put a roof on during a hurricane.
Well, I guess if it needs done,
it needed done because I had tore the roof off of our shed, and then so it could dry out. All the wood needed to dry out, and then it started. The hurricane started. I was like, "Fuck! I need to get this roof on now." So I was out there like putting it on and getting everything put up while it was raining.
Just
and
put
blowing.
a tarp over it.
Listen here, sir. The tarp would have blown off because of the wind from the hurricane.
Not if
first
you
of all.
stapled.
Yeah, would have. Any little spot that would have caught.
Staple it well.
And then the same roof started leaking probably like a few years after. I don't even remember how many years after. But I put a tarp on it. That tarp is completely disintegrated now from the sun.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Anyways, that's off topic. What did you think? What did you think of this episode, dude?
This was a great story of the grass is always greener. Because I mean, we see all the time, like, and this is probably maybe going with some of the criticisms that people have of them. Like, why don't they try modernizing it? You know, stuff like, which I mean, they have story wise, but everything else has remained the same pretty much.
Right.
So it's an interesting look at like, what if the Munsters had been, you know, living in today's society in like the equivalent of a manor like they have.
Yeah. It seems like they would thrive, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once the people get past their looks, they always end up liking them because they're likable people for the most part, other than Grandpa.
Although they should have ended the episode instead of like the whole leak thing. It should have been Herman getting his credit card bill.
That would have been great.
That would have been the ultimate ending for this episode, because then they would realize, oh shit, we don't have the money to pay for this. I'm gonna have to get another job. Lily. I don't know why I just went all George Lopez on that for a second, but still.
Yeah, it was fascinating, and again, it's their personalities have always been likable. We see it time and time again. Once they get over their prejudices, they end up making friends with damn near everyone.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, your whole thing of popularity, that honestly makes a lot of sense with those people, because usually the more rich you are, the more freaking snobbish and pretentious you can be, and judgmental,
as we could tell by the Lila Lily Lila Lola.
How did they find a group of people? with the same freaking letter or start name. That's
I'll tell you how
incredible.
I'll tell you exactly how they did it, Tivis. I'll tell you exactly how they did it.
The writers
The
decided to.
writers decided.
It's just a weird quiz. Now, I really enjoyed this episode. It was great, and we got some minor developments with Eddie, which was cool.
Mhm.
The stuff with Grandpa, just everything in this episode was wonderful. His refusing to adapt, the finally adapting, the flashback scenes.
This episode had
Yeah.
a lot of stuff in it, for sure.
It's interesting, and we got a lot of lore for Herman and Lily. We got the fact that they got married in America,
Mhm.
which is something that I don't think we've heard before in any other iteration.
Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
They got
did it.
married before they left.
They got married before they left.
Yeah.
In the original series, they talked about how they were married before they came to the States as well.
Yeah. So that's an interesting new twist on them.
Into the Munsterverse we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to find out where the Munsters and the Munsters Today branch off into parallel or multiverses.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because they don't really do a whole lot of talkback of the original show.
No, it has to be way before the original show even started because Marilyn's younger.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Marilyn got born and later.
That still wouldn't change where they got married. I think it would have to be something maybe with Grandpa and I think Grandpa screwed the timeline up somewhere.
I mean, it's entirely possible. He's got new family members. I still hope we see his sisters one day.
Yeah. Or maybe it was the grandpa in the other series.
Oh, messing around with magic?
Al Lewis's grandpa created the alternate timeline because he somehow went back in time, remember? Because he had a camera to shoot like Pompeii and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because they never explained that. And they're like, oh,
no,
yeah, this
they
is
don't.
when I was at Pompeii and stuff. And I was like, they didn't have cameras then. So maybe Grandpa had like some time travel magic. And when he went back in time to Pompeii to record, he did get back to his timeline, but he also created an alternate timeline. Okay, anyways.
This is probably only fascinating to us. The short of it, I enjoyed this episode. I don't know if I liked it as much as the first episode, which is a shame because that one didn't have Marilyn at all.
Right.
So, but it's still very much enjoyable. It's 2 episodes in, and this season has not disappointed.
I did like the cinematography for this episode for sure. Because it was a nice contrast to what we've seen, plus the color scheme of always having a pink and green in the shot in the scenes. Anyways, was a good little thing in there. Like, and people, if you're just watching it, you're not going to notice that automatically either.
I just remembered the mummy.
Oh, that mummy is like soaked.
Yep. It's been a while since we've seen the Raven clock too. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited to see what they do with this season.
It's also been a while, Tivis, because we took 3 months off. So
yeah, but I feel like even in the later half of season 1, we barely saw it.
No, he was in like the last episode, I thought.
Well, it's still barely.
Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm excited. This season has been a joy. And again, so far, what we've been told that it only gets better with each season has remained true.
Yes. Yeah. It's good. I can't wait till next week's episode too, because the title of next week's episode, Raging Hormones.
Which,
so I was writing this down. And at first I was like, I wrote horror moans because it's the Munsters. I thought maybe it's horror. like type of thing. But nope. And then I had to go back and re-look it up, and I was like, oh yeah, it says hormones. Damn it. So what? Before I say what I think it is, what do you think it is?
I mean, clearly it's an Eddie episode, right?
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally an Eddie thing. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because we've
So,
already seen the whole Marilyn stuff and all of her like boy stuff, and we
mm,
never have gotten one for Eddie except for like when he did the weightlifting in season 1 of the Munsters Today,
mm-hmm.
and even that was like a pill hormonal thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally see this being him. We have not seen him howl though.
Not yet this season. No, we haven't.
That's why I had the howl at the beginning. Because I missed the howl. Howl.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am really enjoying what they're doing with Eddie's character. It's been subtle so far, so it'll be nice to finally dive in.
Yeah. They've already set up like him and Grandpa spending time together, which is nice. They set up him and Marilyn bonding a little bit more.
Being
His wardrobe is different. It's not the black and
Mhm.
purple that we're used to. He's wearing more pinks and greens and yellows.
rebellious toward his parents.
Yeah, definitely. Do you like my Blockbuster sign?
Yeah, I saw that in the photo you sent me. Myke has redone his background for audio listeners, so if you want to check out how nice it looks, be sure to go to
youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast. Even have Blade here from the Puppet Master. I don't know if a lot of people know what that is, but
I know the Puppet Master. I watched that way too young.
he's the main puppet that everybody loves. But yeah, this one I actually met the guy who designed this specific figure at Spooky Empire last year, which was kind of cool.
We have to wrap this up, man. We're going for almost an hour and a half.
I don't think Tivis wants you guys to have a nice episode, man. What the hell? All right, yeah. So join us next time for Raging Hormones. All right, Tivis. Anything else we got to say before we take off, though, for sure?
Nothing comes to mind. Thank you for continuing to support us. And
Yes.
as I said at the top of the episode, reviews, likes, comments, spreading the word of the show.
Shares,
We
whatever.
cannot thank you enough for all of that.
Yeah. And if you guys share us in the groups too, like I know there's Munster groups or whatever, podcast groups, things like that. If you share us in those groups, it looks better when fans are sharing us than if we're just sharing ourselves, because then it's just like self-promotion. But if you guys
I know
are
we
sharing
showed up
it,
on the Reddit before, but it's been a while since they talked about us, which was cool. Thank you, whoever did that. That was very nice.
Yeah, definitely. But again, like if you guys share us, it always looks a little better because it's like, oh, people actually like these guys or like hearing whatever they're talking about, the Munsters, all that stuff. Whether you're sharing us on social media, Reddit, I guess Reddit's technically social media, right? In a way, social blogs or
I'd say so.
conversation, something. But yeah, definitely do that, guys. And again, like we said before, you can hit us up at TheMunsterCast@outlook.com. And you can also go over to patreon.com/TheMunsterCast and join us over there. That way you can access the Discord as well, guys. There's only one tier. You get access to Discord regardless because that's only one fucking tier. Oh, that was the first F-bomb, I think, for today. Sorry, guys.
No, I said it a few times.
Okay. So that's it. That's all we got. And then like Tivis says too, he is on Discord a lot, so he communicates through there a lot. If you're in Discord, it's a lot easier way, I want to say, to communicate directly with us. I mean, email and all that fun stuff, yeah. But like that's a good one to just have a back and forth conversation for. So definitely check that out, guys, if you can. And then Tivis, any final words today, dude?
I've said all I can say.
Wow. Words of wisdom. I've said all I can say. With that said, guys, thank you very much. And we will catch you next time as we take another stroll down 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome black or